Nate here from Panacea Studios. Today we've got AJ with us. So you're down Brizzy Way, Redcliffe Way.
Yeah.
And you play in lots of different bands?
Yeah, I play live a lot, actually. That's probably where I get, I guess, most of my income from, is playing live.
Yeah.
And then the studio is sort of the other half of what I do. And as well as a music shop thing now. But yeah, live stuff is where it's at for me.
Yeah.
I love playing live. Drums are my main instrument.
Yeah.
But I have done different percussion stuff with theatre groups and play keyboards as well.
Oh, so you
do a little bit of that as well.
You play a bit of keys. You play guitar and
drums is my first instrument, and then bass is my second. I did that learn bass quite a while ago because of the bass player and drummer relationship. I wanted to know what it was like, you know, on the other side, so to speak. So, for instance, there's a Angels tribute I was part of. I played bass for that for quite a while, just to see the other side, you know, work with a drummer and find out exactly how things work.
Yeah, to work at your hand to groove. That's good. It's good to because I guess guitar is my main instrument, and then the whole being able to play bass with a drummer and being able to play drums with a bass player as well.
Yeah,
I think really locks down your sense of timing. It
really does, and you know what the bass player is thinking, because for me, bass is like a glue between the rhythm section and the harmonics.
I think people underestimate the importance of the bass. I think
as much as Glenn hates bass players, but
I think with respect, I think his point is that even the bass players sometimes underestimate the importance of their instrument. I think is his point.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point too. Because playing live, you get to play with a lot of different situations. So I do this thing, it's a live band karaoke thing where we play with tracks, and the bass player has to get the parts right, otherwise it doesn't sound like a song. So that kind of thing. And then I've got another situation I play with my soul band. It's basically like Motown stacks kind of stuff.
Cool.
And the bass playing in that is just fantastic. If you don't get that right, being in a covers band, you know, it sort of gets away from the whole aspect of sounding like it was back then. But then on the other side, playing in an originals band, you find bass players again underestimate what they're doing, thinking they're just playing bass, and they're kind of almost playing bass like it's a guitar, like thinking it's a whole different thing, where they forget about playing with the drums and you know, grooving with the kick drum on the one, all that kind of stuff. So bass playing,
or on 1, 2, 3, 4, or on the triplets.
Yes,
being a metal guy.
Oh god, yeah. And sometimes you know, they underestimate the importance of not playing as well. Leaving space. Maybe it only needs, you know, 1 or 2 notes. In the chorus or in the breakdown. You know? Instead of that filling space.
That's guitarists too. I think that's probably.
Yes,
as a guitarist, as a lead guitarist, I was guilty.
So look, I would say I call myself a rhythmist. So if it's to do with rhythm, I'm into it.
Cool.
I can solo a little bit, you know, play, especially on keys. I like to do blues stuff, you know, do all the old bluesy piano stuff as lead breaks. I'm really into that. But as far as, you know, normal instruments and stuff go, if it's got rhythm, you know, that's what I want to do. So I did play rhythm guitar for quite a while. Again, just to see the other side. So drums are my main instrument, do live stuff, and do studio stuff as well, obviously.
So then you've got your music store, online music store.
Yeah, we've just started just purely online, so it's no bricks and mortar. We don't have any stock or anything.
It's you order straight from your wholesaler.
And it gets what they call drop shipped. So if you order a guitar from, Ibanez or whatever, they will ship it straight from the warehouse to you. So it sort of cuts out all the middleman there.
And that way you can keep prices down, and you can
and we can
make a decent profit
and make a little bit of money out of it too. That's the whole idea, obviously. But my idea too is to try and look after musos instead of marking things up for the sake of it. It's just not.
Look,
other music is the
othermusic.com.au.
Yeah, that's right.
I can understand with retail, actually having a retail face, you've got to put your prices up because rents of the spaces are so.
It's crazy. Like my partner and I, Sarah, we've both worked in music stores all our life.
Yeah.
And that's one thing what we see all the time is, a shop to stay there, they have to make a certain amount a week to actually just stay there, let alone sell stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Put staff on and all that sort of stuff.
To actually be able to live, just to be able to keep it open.
Yeah.
Sell.
Yeah.
Substantial amount of stuff.
You definitely do. But look, that's something, for me, it's a part-time thing. I just help Sarah with it. She does it all the time, day in, day out, even just doing stuff. Because being a website, it's open to people all night sort of thing. You have people, at the moment, people are ordering stuff even after 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Because that's when they get the time.
Yeah, that's...
and look, to me, the only...
Or the inclination.
Yes, that's right.
I'm bad for that.
Yeah. You do your web surfing while you're watching TV and you forget about you ordered something. Anyway, you've done that.
Many times.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, I think the only drawback of having an online store only is that Ibanez guitar we talked about before, you can't come and try it before you buy it. You kind of got to know what you're after.
Yeah. But for the main things like what I would be getting from you guys would be strings.
Yeah.
And that,
you know what they are.
And I've already looked at what brands you have, and you have my brands.
Excellent. Be sure to check it out.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So what was the website again?
Othermusic.com.au.
How did you originally get involved in music? What turned you on to being a musician?
Well, going right back,
at
the age of 4, my mum and dad decided they saw that I liked the Muppet Show.
Oh yes. And you were a bit of an animal.
And yes, exactly. and then what happened is they bought me a Muppet drum kit.
Oh yeah.
That had Animal on the front.
Yeah, cool.
It was sort of had Animal on the front with the rest of the guys, but he was sort of up front being the drummer.
Yeah.
And so at the age of 4, I'm bashing away on this little tiny drum kit until my brother decided to go and get some butter knives from the kitchen to play the drums.
Oh,
and
good. Make them all.
Yeah. Shredded them up. I was quite devastated. But anyway, from that kind of early influence to remembering my mum watching Countdown. I don't know how many of you guys remember Countdown. Maybe a few of you.
Yeah, okay. So Countdown, for non-Australian people, was a music show in the 80s, in the 1980s. It had live bands on it, and
A bit like Top of the Pops for Australia, I think.
Pretty much, yeah. Which was a British one. I don't know in America what you guys would have had in the States.
I don't know. Anyone want to leave a comment of, what the Top of the Pops equivalent? I think maybe for the 80s might have been MTV.
Yeah, I guess it would have been, because MTV was actually good then.
It was. It was, but I don't think did MTV have live stuff back then? I don't know, we'll have to have a look at that.
Yeah.
But Countdown was one of the things I remember my mum used to watch every Saturday or Sunday, whatever day it was on. And I used to just get right into that.
Yeah.
Maybe forward another, 6 or 7 years or something, I started learning the drums. Actually,
with a drum teacher?
No, I should actually backtrack a little bit more. I started with guitar at school.
Okay.
At high school.
Yeah.
Then I befriended a guy who had a drum kit at home, and he said, "You play guitar, I play drums. Let's have a jam." And so that's when I fell back in love with the drums again. I thought, yeah, I'm going to play drums from now on because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then it just snowballed from there. So I was in my first band at 17.
Yeah.
First gig.
This sounds a pretty similar story.
Yeah. So all the same thing, just coming up through cover bands. And then again, forward another 10 years in the 90s, that's when I got into recording and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I had Cubase version 1.
Okay. Did you have the old 4-track cassette first?
Actually, no, my first was an Atari 1040 ST.
Okay.
With Cubase.
So that was a straight first digital, eh?
It was.
So you never actually experienced?
I did. I bought a tape player after the fact.
Yeah.
Because then I sort of decided I wanted to record people.
Yeah.
And so because the Atari was MIDI only, so it was just
only MIDI.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it was
okay.
just me and a keyboard.
So Cubase was only MIDI.
Yeah.
Cubase 1.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was only after that when I think 1.5 or version 2 or something came and they was able to record audio.
Yeah.
But that was basically the very first sort of home PC that came out and had MIDI built in. So it had MIDI in and out
On the little box.
on the box itself. It was really, really cool. I liked it. But that's what got me into recording, and from there I went back to 4-track. And started recording on tape.
Because you couldn't record anything other than
Yeah,
although you could do all your sequences on that Atari,
which we did.
and then backwards and forwards
Yeah.
and bouncing.
So I used to, I'm just trying to remember, I think we used to, any keyboard lines and stuff, we used to just do a fake drum kit, played the keys in, and then recorded that from the Atari into the Tascam 4-track that we had. And then we would record other stuff up over that. So that's the way I got into it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I mean, you know, guitar first, then drums, and then I went back to guitar for a little while for one band. I think I've been back and forth a lot actually, but drums is definitely what I've been doing for the last, you know, the last 20 years anyway.
Yeah, talking about the whole tape player thing. When I was about 13 or something, so I was playing guitar, and I wanted to record. My sister and I both got these same tape player recorders, boombox things.
Right.
So I would record on one, play it, record on the other, play it, and bounce.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Noise on noise.
Yeah, yeah.
They've rolled into something, I think.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. But
Yeah.
that was my first.
So that was your first one.
Yeah, that was.
So when did you start playing guitar?
Violin at 6, and then I think I might have went to guitar about 9.
Right.
And then by about age 11, I discovered rock and roll.
Yeah. It's about the same time for me.
Yeah.
I discovered Bohemian Rhapsody actually.
Yeah, I think my guitar teacher actually put me onto Satriani. I think. So that was my sort of into rock and roll and metal, and was through instrumental. So yeah,
I used to listen to a lot of instrumental stuff.
Yeah, it's
you know, when I found Queen and Roger Taylor, I used to watch, you know, the live shows and stuff that they did. I think Live Killers was the first thing I saw of them. I just remember sitting in front of the TV mimicking Roger Taylor as he was doing his drum stuff, you know, just being right into it, you know, you just think you were there playing like this.
Yeah.
But anyway, Roger Taylor was good looking, I wasn't, so, you know, the drumming was the thing. Yeah, so that was a little bit of fun. So for me, Queen is a very, very early influence.
Yeah.
As far as drumming is concerned, anyway. From there, I got into other things, just purely looking back to what Roger Taylor was into.
Yeah.
So he was into things like Cream and Jimi Hendrix and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, good old Hendrix.
And then you get into Mitch Mitchell, the drumming.
Yeah.
And that's what sort of got me into going to the drummers, like Steve Gadd, Steve Smith, you know, all that, and then finally led to my biggest fan. I love this guy, Neil Peart from Rush.
Right. Oh, yeah.
He's my favourite drummer.
Yeah.
On the technical side, that is.
That whole prog rock thing, though, they've got to be.
Yeah.
Even Rush is nearly math rock.
Almost. You look and listen to a lot of the stuff like Caress of Steel and all the early stuff. It was definitely, you had to think. Even those guys struggled doing one take of. La Villa Strangiato, I think, is one of the ones that is about 11 minutes long with all maybe 6 different parts. And being able to go through that for one take. Talk about going to tape. Those guys must have struggled with that. The story goes that they did it in 3 goes, so they sort of divided it into 3, and then stitched it together from there.
Well, you stop the tape and
some people don't understand that, but it's a giant tape player now. Is all the Pro Tools and stuff is. Except you can go doctoring stuff. But anyway, we'll get into that.
So you do all this music and stuff, but what else do you like to do?
Well, PlayStation. I'm a gamer.
Game?
I not in the traditional, well, these days traditional sense. I don't play everything. I play what I like, mainly car games. But I'm into, I'm playing Spider-Man at the moment, so that's a bit of fun.
So
I'm no good at it, but...
Do you have any nostalgia for old consoles then?
Definitely. We've got all of the PlayStations, so from the PlayStation 1 all the way through to the newer ones, so we've got every one of those. I'd love to do a video where I'm just playing Crash Bandicoot Racing.
Oh, yeah.
So I used to play that on the PS2.
Yeah.
I think it was 80... No, it wasn't that long ago. I think it was about 98 something like that.
Yeah.
So I want to do a comparison between the two. That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Besides gaming, I've got my dog. So we get out quite a lot. And
your dog's name is
Tiber.
Tiber.
Yeah, so he's a very cool dog. Sometimes he hangs out in the studio. He loves sitting there, and he even stays in there when I'm playing drums, which is really weird for an animal. I thought he would just run off. But, other than the dog, Sarah and I like to go out and watch movies and do all the normal everyday stuff.
All the normal everyday.
I don't really have a lot of other stuff besides music. I'm not listening to music or playing music or... at the moment, I've got the chance to actually do some music for a game.
For a game?
For a new up-and-coming game.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Just through the guy who actually did and organised our website and did all the coding for that. He's doing his own game. And so I'm getting into doing some music and sound for gaming soon. A bit like, your Doom and I don't even get into those role-playing games half the time. But it's a lot of fun. I'm learning different stuff as far as putting music to games is very, very difficult. It's like, if whoever you're playing walks into a forest, for instance, and if it's very quiet, you've got to have kind of quiet music. But if, say, that player turns and then walks towards something dangerous, then it has to ramp up and the music has to change.
But it certainly needs to be seamless.
It does, yeah. So I think the very first thing I've learned is that you have to just have lots of snippets of little bits of music, basically. And then you have to find a way to weave them all in. And there's other software I've got to learn too that puts it all to the game, so you can actually be playing the game and walking through the stage that you're at, for instance, and you can bring up the music or, take pieces away. I'm just learning new stuff as we go, so there's actually a horizontal approach and there's a vertical approach as well. A bit like layering for musicians where, you would take out the keyboards for, in a song and just leave the drums and bass in a verse. And then you would add the keyboards a bit later. It's kind of like that. You just take away tracks. So that's a lot of fun. So
Fade them in, fade them out.
Exactly, yeah. So that's lots of fun.
Yeah, that'll be watch this space, I think.
Yeah. So it's something that will be, it's not just the guy's hobby. He's actually done it before.
Yep.
So he'll be getting some funding and stuff, hopefully,
very good, yeah.
to push it forward. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, very good.
So it's going to be good.
Yeah, well, I suppose we should have a jam.
Yeah, why not?
That was a bit of math rock.